Good morning and welcome to our transmission for today. Of course, this is Net2 Television, beaming and transmitting straight from the Hollywood building located at Zongo Junction, Medina. It's now time for the dialogue with me, Isaac Clotte. Of course, I'll be joined by one of our key guests for this morning from far away Akwitia. He will soon be around the glass table. He's no other person than Ernest Kumi, a member of the communications team for the new Patriotic Party. Of course, yesterday night, between the hours of 10 p.m. and about 10:30, we listened to the 10th presidential address. So this morning, as usual, as well as you know, the discussion will be mainly enveloped around the president's 10th address to the nation. Of course, there were some highlights in it. Some of the restrictions were lifted, some were further extended. So together with my guests, we'll be looking at all these issues that came up from the president's 10th address to the nation. We will, without wasting much time, now turn our attention to the front pages of the various newspapers as we have them this morning, and we kick off with a look at the new Crusading Guide. We have drama at Pantan. King of Land Guards busted. His people promised to bribe SWAT team for his release as they go terrorizing Ghanaians. Right, that's from the front page of the new Crusading Guide. Still at a loss why the new Crusading Guide is always talking about land guards and land issues. Anyway, Hassan Zain dismisses lies. Osu Wulomo sets record straight. John Kuma declared most outstanding integrity CEO and honored for deepening culture of entrepreneurship in Ghana. Police terrorize youth land developers at Doblo. So these are the front page headlines for the new Crusading Guide. Next up is the Chronicle, and we have harmful chemicals found in soaps in Ghana. FDA, GSA play blame game. Police inspector arrested for robberies. Almost every other day we are getting reports, newspaper or news reports of one member or another of a security service, be it police or the army, the military, being engaged in nefarious activities. What's happening to our security systems? Speed up hearing of political cases in court, Professor Asari. And NEIP lauded for training 19,000 youth with biz startups. So that's the front page for the Chronicle. We turn our attention to the Daily Statesman. And on its front page, we have places of worship reopen Friday. Professor Boche snubs Mahama running mate offer. Don't allow power to corrupt you with arrogance. Awuku to politicians. And that was the front page for the Daily Statesman. Next up is the Ghanaian Times, where we have 500,000 smokers risk contracting COVID-19 as the nation marks World No Tobacco Day. FDA warns. Student Loan Trust Fund to disburse 32.3 million Ghana cedis by end of 2019-2020 academic year. Vincent Asifua is quoted as saying, Zoom Lion disinfects Central Mosque in response to Chief Imam's appeal. 16 women nabbed over fake currency printing distribution in Kumasi. What's happening to our women? Right, so that's the front page for the Ghanaian Times. Do we turn our attention to the back page? Yes, we do. And 7 more bodies retrieved from Volta Lake accident. And Mineral Commission to provide free fertilizer for farmers in oil palm plantation. SK Boafo. That's the Ghanaian Times for you. Next up is the Daily Guide, where we have men's gold payboy saga. Nam1 cash gang arrested. Obinim for court today. New voters register, NDC position absurd, EC fires. Ignore warmongers, Freddie Blay. Zoom Lion disinfects central mosques. Finally, we turn our attention to the Daily Graphic, and on its front page, we have COVID-19 pandemic. Restrictions eased. Schools reopen for final year students. Abridged religious activities begin. Borders remain closed, and limited political activities. We also have Zoom Lion begins disinfection of mosques. And Volta Lake boat disaster. 6 more bodies retrieved. And EC decision to compile new voters register laudable. Jacob Osei Yeboah. So let's turn our attention to the back page for the Daily Graphic, and we have alternative livelihood project makes positive impact. And also at the back page, we have Enyinam Kwabeng Road upgrade nears completion. So yes, these are the newspapers as I have them, as we have them assembled before me this morning, and welcome back into the studios. And like I said earlier today, the discussion is going to be centered. We don't have any choice, really. The discussion will be centered on the 10th presidential address on the anti-COVID-19 measures delivered by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo yesterday night, Sunday night around 10 p.m. So, of course, the issues are plenty, but just before I get into that, I'll introduce my guest for the morning. He's no other person than Mr. Ernest Kumi from the beautiful glittering city of Akwete. I said glittering because of the diamond, the history of diamonds. Yeah. How are you, though?
By God's grace, yourself.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Nice one. But just before we begin the conversation proper, let's just take some messages from our key sponsors. And Franco Trading is informing us that some unscrupulous persons are using their Facebook account to defraud innocent citizens. And the public, the general public, is hereby advised to avoid or desist from transacting any Francophone Facebook transactions, but rather, if you want to do any online transactions, the best and appropriate way is to do it via the official website, which is www.francotrading.com or www.francophones.com. It also reminds you that it has in stock the latest mobile phones and mobile phones accessories, as well as your printers, laptops, television sets, all at reduced prices. Right, so Francophones can be located at various locations within the capital and across the country, including at Koforidua, Ho, Kaswa, Adabraka, Accra, La Paz, Osu, Tema, right here at Medina. For more information, contact 0302-225-651 or 0546-133-188. Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone Papa Fie. Yesterday, I was glued to my television listening to the sermons from Bishop Opong Edujemfi and the International Charismatic Gospel, the International Charismatic Church, I beg your pardon. And I know Focus as well as Sandra were also watching the same worship, praise and worship on Net2 television. They are reminding us that they'll be back again this and every Sunday between 9 and 10 a.m. That is the International Charismatic Church with their General Overseer, Bishop Opong Edujemfi, bringing us an hour of service, including praise and worship. Finally, High Sense reminds you that it's not relented on its brand promise of excellence, manufacturing the highest quality but affordable home appliances for everyday people worldwide. Of course, they have in their showrooms refrigerators, television sets, rice cookers, irons, a variety of electrical appliances, as well as mobile phones and mobile phone accessories. Hisense says they are the only electric company in Ghana offering a 5 years manufacturer's defect warranty for all items purchased. So don't hesitate. The number to contact them is 0302 550000, 0302 550000. And just before we get into the conversation proper, we know we are not in normal times, and we are all trying our best to help contain the spread of COVID-19. So today, of course, as always from Net2, we're just reminding you that before you do anything or before you step out in public, let's remind ourselves to keep washing our hands regularly with soap and running water, as well as applying hand sanitizers as regularly and as often as we can. If we are stepping out of our homes, let's do well to pick up our face masks or nose masks and wear them. If we are in public, let's ensure the social distancing protocols are being observed, especially the physical distancing protocols of about 1 or 2 meters apart. If all of these are problematic to you or you find it difficult, well, just stay at home and just keep watching Net2 television or Oman 107.1 FM. Right, I think I've held my guest hostage for a while now. So yesterday, what did you make of the president's address, briefly?
I think it was a good presentation, considering the fact that he did a lot of engagement and also a lot of consultation with various stakeholders. You know, it's a good presentation. Now, president has done well so far. I think, president has done well so far from the time Ghana was said to have contacted the disease from the beginning. Watch leadership, say, or you be Uncle Bettinas, then start in the film now, Asema to Ghana for. But from time to time, we show leadership, we're guiding, we steer the affairs of the country to the extent, say, and they, though Yareni be or and spread it to Session Amana, so AC, and Nipa do Dona Shre or Monkwa. Though there are a few people are Omashi or Munkwan, Dodona or Munkwa, and from time to time, I think say we're holding who ye, then some more did to dry carefully thought through Enyama, and yes, a populist idea say we are ye per se ye pleasing nipa kubinti into 2 months per we can make his decision in there be, and we saw that in the presentation.
Okay.
Was a good thing for Ghana.
Hopefully, we would like to see highlights of his presentation again. But there are some 4 key areas discussing on some. Of course, let me say the partial lift of religious gathering, because from Friday, religious bodies, including Muslims and Christians, can now attend to their mosques and churches. But there are conditions to that. Apart from that, final year students are school exams. And so they too, the president made a point in his address. Public burials and weddings, of course, these social institutions have been with us for a while. I mean, since our inception as Ghanaians. Funerals, we don't joke with it, and it has upset the balance socially a bit. So the president also spoke about that. And finally, people were thinking the borders were going to be opened, but hey, it was extended till even 31st July, according to the president, and they are still banned from political activities, including rallies, festivals, and even sporting events. So I guess we'll be taking some highlights of the president's message. If we are ready, we can take them. But as we are not ready yet, let's start with the religious. Okay, I've been notified we are ready. So now let's take the highlights from the president's address. We start with his lifting on the ban on worship.
So, fellow Ghanaians, with effect from Friday, 5th June, we will begin stage 1 of the process of easing restrictions. an abridged format for religious services can commence. 25% attendance, with a maximum number of 100 congregants, can worship at a time in church or at the mosque, with a mandatory 1 meter rule of social distancing between congregants. In addition to the mandatory wearing of masks for all persons at all times in churches and mosques, a register of names and contact details of all worshippers and hand-washing facilities and sanitizers must be provided, with a maximum duration of 1 hour for each service. Religious institutions that are desirous of opening their premises to their members, such as churches, mosques, and others, must disinfect, fumigate, and put in place the
These are some of the highlights the president made a strong stressed on yesterday. In same way, Yabesha with religious maybe caveats now or the buy, you know. We can go to churches, but with conditions. What do you want to say?
Minia, nepa so no. Oye de a untimi please nipa ni nyina, but no kwe wo mu ne se ayete se ekom de wo ache. Na yakofa aduane se besi wanim. Sanete bia no obedi. So atiase. And for us within the religious bodies, no say ye Christopher, ye Muslimi for any union mo ekeka ho ni nyina no. We are used to it and we like it every day. We like to worship and fellowship together. But akoba say yare inti ye nya akwenya intimi ndin san so anase ensumbum. But unima I so be addicted to a product. You can't just take the person of the product straight away. Or handle and kaka. So we are used to fellowshipping together. But yare inti as all of a sudden at you. But when we are coming back together now, ye intimi mba putuprumu ema ye nyina ye mekambum and start sa. If anything kwampa, I will see starting in smaller numbers. Lessons learned, no. Na yehu ekwan ye befa so ye betutu nhyehyeye amana se basi yi nyina ye soma bomu krampa ye betimi asoma bomu a ye betimi abododo ne ho nkwa anase dodo ne ho ban a enkofa asem ba obeka the last time I have such a discussion, no, I said say churches themselves must have what we call the going back strategy. Say opese oko back na okosum no bomu no one kasa na nhyehyeye ben now they to about church members on by it sounds a yes of one nkwa asem a obeka ne na nipetie your front protocols or your choristers or your mom a meet and greet ushers ne nyama prayer team, especially the big
Sunday
churches
school,
now.
the youth, the kids.
Yeah, the kids, all these things. I was saying, when you're setting go back strategy, I was saying, she said, Papa bidaho, ama nipa ba, nipa hon kwan, and I said, nipa hon bain bono, ebe kwenim. But then, no, say one fa guidelines and to, and especially if you are not specific. I think say meandra kranona maybe some so why the limit on the numbers? Say yeah, a nipa 100 pena and sumboom. But I think upon second thoughts, and it makes sense. If you are not specific on your instructions, especially Ghana memu hanum say na, obiabe tu eguma kwa your pebia because you didn't specify. You left room for ambiguity. And to do be a person ye biano to me a bull room eye. But when the president was very specific, and our sons waka say, and she say ye bia or there to Giano. The minister for religious for the religious ministry, will come out and make sure, say, or the specific guidelines and how they will go back and make sure, say, Ubia is safe and Oba Betuja. And I think, say, being expressed and being explicit in whatever precedent Editujan is something that is going to be helpful. And sorry, na ye bumpo ye best say, almost making sure, say, they are responsible towards others and making sure, say, especially yen yanum biwo ma sorry them kresa. Now some members edoso. To be normal Bocano piece near they was say, wow, was them so. Now you say you can sit up to 100. No just say didn't compile up in 100. Sorry, them or Debbie. You have to make like room for that 1 meter distance and social distancing. Now you can't want say you have to make sure say there's something for people to wash their hands. There's that kind of guideline. Even there's a register. And that is very, very key. Because I could pass a nipa bako, sorry, them or contacting disease nibia. Now we see it me making sure say you can follow back and
Contact tracing.
Yeah, all those people. So if you don't keep the register of persons in attendance now, not just ekobase nipa bakon ekonya yare nimpe now the nyina yenkwa edi agro. Not just there's no means of contact tracing the people to know where those people are and isolating and treating them. What I say already, the president said the strategy for fighting the COVID-19 is what the 3 T's. That is testing, tracing, and what treatment. That is what they are. It say ekobase when keep data no, and as one record the persons that enter into your auditorium now. Not nipa baku kwenye bisesi ya. How do we?
A very salient point we're raising, but how do we, like you're saying, share monitor ni year say we need to time a year lifted ban so how would we police or how would we monitor or how would we check the abuse of that system? Ebia Sunday instead of 400 no who say 500 a pack will be
the church itself has prime responsibility. Say minority enya yete say ya sofum penifo any bitro letter at the petition to president and him say easy up the restriction for us to go back to church. And tisa it is a see and a work no man penity wasem with tia suffer no will be a point say yetimi call back near Cosma. The prime or the ultimate responsibility is on you. Essence say see ano some kotnas na ya betia te say or one particular church you have yourself to blame. And obi anso te say sorry we say ya any biatia te say o sani pa no be raubim me de metia metu me mfo member how cry bim naija sa adina kwakwere akohame eti the best sense omankasa in the first place they have the first line of duty to protect themselves and the church workers any citizenry never asori or no. The next aspect is omampeni kan we njanetra or say the security agencies no are mandated to ensure say people will go strictly by the rules or their tone. It's not say the ally or the buyer concerning COVID-19, you know, he has the EI, you know, he has amended it accordingly to reflect all these changes now. All can want them no. It's your making sure say a man buying bonny security agencies say bet me to an amount around IM forces and your way in an enforce. Did you also hear municipal executives need DCs near then so no? And sorry, I work within almost sub metros near then. Also what responsibilities because you see, so you're DC or your mind and answer your man penny in see a name winning our district level until you have your if you have your people at heart. Just like that. Into Kwesia de Dua, now was a one sounds to me our tax force via you can go around to see say churches are adhering to all these safety protocols, any all guidelines or mampeni dia to one. See yes, sir, Nyama way dia, then you can be rest assured say you bet me akwa kaka. And I mean some media means when he say it me this and she share ways for some time. Even the churches themselves will find alternative strategies. You bet me increasing numbers, no. With time, no, you bet me I call back to a man penny say, you started operating with 100, no, you who say, and going forward, no, you bet me increase equal to 500, you be operating, yeah, then ye sa troublesome because there are some concerns about yen sorry, no, no. My church, for instance, that is the ICGC Calvary Temple, say, no, we sit in large numbers. So what I say, and this is a best city 100, for instance. Hey, and so for Pastor Kuyo because he's going to sit like almost like 50 service in a day, and it's not possible for him.
I can imagine.
Once it's not possible for him, no, now it means that we cannot meet. It's a disadvantage to those of us who sit in mass numbers. What I say, I believe, say, if those who can sit in smaller numbers and can hold themselves in check, be responsible towards the people, then the president can ease up more. For those that sit in large numbers, no, yes, you bet me I call back, yes, you to me, I started in sorry.
All right. So this is Ernest Kumi's bit on or his take on the religious lifting of the ban on religious worship. I mean the congregation or the assemblage for religious worship, including Muslims and Christians. Now let's go back to the president and hear what he says on the reopening of schools, especially for final year students.
after engagement with the teacher unions, whose cooperation I salute, to reopen schools and universities to allow for final year, junior high, senior high, and university students to resume classes ahead of the conduct of their respective exit examinations. Indeed, final year university students are to report to their universities on 15th June. Final year senior high school SHS3 students, together with SHS2 Go Track students, on 22nd June. And final year junior high school JHS3 students on 29th June. JHS3 classes will comprise a maximum of 30 students. SHS classes a maximum of 25 students, and university lectures will take place with half the class sizes. All final year students of educational and training institutions, which are being managed by ministries other than the Education Ministry, are to return to school on 15th June to complete their exit examinations. Again, prior to the opening of schools and universities, the Ministry of Education and the heads of public and private educational institutions will fumigate and disinfect their institutions. Each student, teacher, and non-teaching staff will be provided with reusable face masks by the Ministry of Education. With the avoidance of doubt, all other educational facilities, private and public, for non-final year students will remain closed. The Minister for Education in the coming days will outline in detail the specific guidelines for the safe reopening of our schools and universities.
Right. So as we can see, the president was quite elaborate about when he got to the point of education, drew education, or tonuboase, and or church, obia time, mubeko, and what to do in that time. And he says the government will make sure they provide, at least meet the students halfway, or the education sector halfway, in terms of PPEs, stuff to go through that period, especially as they sit for their final exams. What do you make of this as well?
I think it's a good decision. Now, Omampeni sana meka no waya de. You see, Omampeni bia kodina sembe tu jatra onfanen sa NCBB so enchese ono ankasa otiase. Ene yare bae amine bebre na yehu Omampeni kwankwa. Last kwa mishe video Omampeni ba kokra de nose mask nkwa no. No, Mushe. Omampeni bi su kwa the COVID-19 kwa no, I say COVID-19. So I say it. So someone can so many me so by ye mampeni de watch say ojane na so watch say of follow up, watch say or care about the citizenry. Shemini abi bi ni wa ya wo wiase say we prepare for exams. Now I poi say o pese ocho na esi etu asheda. Say nyame ndi one fofi na won obi a weni da form na obetimi nya adaje akoso esuade ekosi say new date beba. No matter how good or brilliant you are, by the time my new date beba no na onim de ekofom na wentimi ntwa te say na open no etimi fi say baby o mampani sha ase afi no quite significant. Say when being in the mass form say yen nyina yembo mu ne yenko school the problem beba emra o mampani yes say yen starting discussing the going back strategy for the educational sector no obehwa na yenuanom teachers union ne ade nya somewhere adamant nyame ncha de da o masse say this time around no o mate ase no ne o mampani atena ase di ano babai no mu nyina o agree on the way forward me can say the way forward ne say o mu nyina bebre o mo ase no ne o mampani penny atnas ye din komo atwetwe komo ache niama ye de to forma ye betimi aboa na especially the final year students no etimi anya akwanya akotoa omadisua so na omatro exams na fi onom na ni bibi no de omampani hyehye ode ato nyina so ye esa se mebi atwemben na otwe mienu ntem nie no ye nya ne ntie se France bie school for uncle back to school no I say nipa be 700 and I attract yare ni bi omampani se ompenisa eti when onja is obi anko no nko eni opio ono ankasa de hyehye ato first line or say final year students pen enko SHS for final year student JHS final year student Eba university a final year students so what I say at least no omo de na quite critical the more amuche ofie no mo ye rusty and it is better say who easy up and it also to enable them to make use of the full infrastructure now school now say institution no one. I'm sure the final year students alone can occupy the full infrastructure no now ometime utilize social distance and all the health protocols now my the etimia to addition some makotre exams no amaye when jan to us out or specify number and say a class should not be more than 30 in the case of senior high school for no which means on one case out here saying the oye and in some more kind of near the one say and you both say mukao and I guess all the 2 million on quantity Flagstaff house or so may yes share omunko no munko diso on it teacher unions from the Boma basso service nipa yes oyo unso ni mukube bra sometimes say kujao in the first instance no omanjiantu but later ye kasa woni ade omni omampani akotenase amomo so machire omadwen amene nhihye omampani dia tudwa no ebeboa omampani so afensi wa o say the education minister will come out with the strict guidelines institutions na edube adwuma na che say the odia tudwa no kan there's going to be a further detailed we say educational ministry na den edubeba bet me aboa ma yenuanom omo ko back to school no omo banbo ene omahundi omahusiesie ni ade nyina bekoye amomatimenya asomdwe esua ade atro exams no etwa sene etimu eti hyehye omampani de two dwa concerning the education sector no ade bia me de me fe say edimu
na so my example be about France and omo experience no after reopening no omo who say that decision maybe was too soon or too early until almost recent days decision. To me, who say a bit to me affect similar way, even though in a minimized risk form, because this is only the final year students. But in trying to let them finish their exams, are we not putting them at risk for further infections, no matter how minimum the number is?
I don't think so. First of all, no. Shishel Mampeni di tu jane and Shishaya esweni. Secondly, no, may sure say minim health minister, minim education minister guidelines or the babetujan. But I can bet for sure say it will include the testing of all the kids that will be going back to the school.
Okay.
So what I say. So when they are tested and they know say omo muko back nina e the year and they follow through the guidelines our minister na edibetujana. I am not sure say a best spread it. Secondly, or thirdly, no, may sure Osha France a quite almost fast so easy up education sector now. And yet progressively and it's not as detailed as sana your mampeni edia tujano. Etina me bo mampeni nanado abason say every step he has taken with us or every walk of the step on the way through this COVID-19 update has been very progressive, it's been very detailed and it's been very effective. Unim Tama or easy up, especially the lockdown. But today it's been vindicated. Also, gradually, everybody is even what? Easing up lockdown. People are easing up the restrictions and all this. So I believe that Niyama or Tujan, he's done it. We've seen it. It's been working. And I know said the Odia Tujan is going to work without putting or without unnecessarily putting the risk of the children at openly like that. Inti, your bomb say. Education minister the guidelines so better institutions na name teacher for name penifo or one so no ebeye oseti no mo dia ye djuma no mo so mo ye ahweye no mo nkofa yare mfam besa omo ne nkwara na e school mu onom no that is also very key because teachers ni bi onom a ebia obekọ back no well, on Fanyama, serious as is being put down, no, I call take it or I call faster risk, Ediaba, and Quaran to be on my sweating. San Quarani, no, so no, I was seeing Yom Casache, especially when they go back to school. No, orientation has to be very detailed, and they need to caution them enough. Another interesting thing, the reusable mask, on Penyama Yatia says, on be provided the needed PPEs. Only make as we be told Jana teachers unions need be in person bedroom. Make catch them say look, and then private organizations be here Juma, the banks are working. But what is so important, they say, you will provide them with the PPEs and the guidelines for them to follow so that you can go about your duty and also bet me you will Juma, Akobaka, Unya, or how they are. And on there, very key and very important. And your best say teacher for I'm working within the educational sector. Omunyina didn't share any bay Juma. Now, on Peninsula, no somebody to just say, or be provide them with the PPE, ministries, and yeah, so it be making sure say PPE in the crown and Ansana easy now no date now or share 15 June edu hono.
Right. So Ernest Kumi keeps giving us his views and opinion on the president's 10th address. We are doing it in bits now. We are on education and the schools reopening as stated by the president. Of course, the schools
on the education thing. I think there was one thing that was crossing my mind, but meaning how. I'm presuming, say, education ministry and the further details, but you don't know how they are going to go about it, especially so be a foreign student. Now say wakokao nikroma, so I wakokao name my so how is that going to pass the exam? I know you had the back. I think the Metri Health Minister and Education Minister and agencies who say they should with the University Council, no, they should be able to come out with further guidelines. A bit more, a bit taking care of those people within that angle and so.
Right, so that's a good point, well noted by Ernest Kumi on the reopening or the reactivation of schools, of course, for final year students as they get ready to write their exams. So we are going to another part of the president's 10th address. What did the president say? Public burials, weddings. Let's stand by and hear what the president said.
Private burials, now with a maximum of 100 persons, can continue to be performed. Restaurants providing seated services can operate under appropriate social distancing arrangements and hygiene protocols. Individual non-contact sports can go ahead. Conferences, workshops, weddings, and political activities, except rallies, can now take place, but with limited numbers, not exceeding 100 persons present, with the appropriate social distancing and hygiene protocols. Marketplaces, workplaces, public transport, and constitutional and statutory bodies such as the Electoral Commission, the National Commission for Civic Education, and the National Identification Authority, whose activities were exempted from the outset from these restrictions, must conduct their activities in accordance with social distancing and the necessary hygiene and safety protocols. Whilst we step up public education of the protocols and public gatherings, let me also state that regulatory agencies will undertake random checks to ensure conformity with these rules, and the security services will be tasked to enforce them. Should any institution fail to adhere to these directives, its activities will be immediately prohibited and relevant sanctions applied. I have my executive instrument provided for these new directions and extended the suspension of the remaining public gatherings as set out in EI 64 15th March until 31st July.
So here we are, that's the president giving us his take on another aspect of the address or the restrictions, which is on public social gatherings, public weddings and burials. But he made a strong point about the need for the security agencies to step in and ensure adherence to the laid down principles. Ernest, what did you make of that?
Yeah, I think for the president, as I said, President Becker said, the security agencies to ensure the strict adherence. No, Adebakwa was yesterday, ye bambo, Numekuni, and then on the bombarding say, on the making sure that people will strictly conform to the rules and guidelines. No, it's answer. Side, and I said, baby, I can once say me a very critical area. One share people will take it for granted. Far political activities, for instance. When you say yen a manual for and I say a manual sema ye no, most often a manual for phobia they try to exert authority. Enti se kobasa a manual kubi yen program and answer or yen shishe na se ninipa one share or now the takashia kofem na nipa more than 100 na akwa kushia. The nipa more than 100 nesuko kushia na omo follow up with the social distancing all the health protocols adhere to adwana. Not just omo the omanfo ne nkwa and edi agro. Enti na just say fata say bambo dwumekuo no omo mfa osuro omo nsuro nipa na omo nye hwehwe nimu na omo making sure say especially the political establishment programs bia ye no ye be adhere to the strict adherence of all these restrictions and as all these guidelines are on mampeni edia tudwa. Enti no esefata se ombedieche they do want to say offer NCC ni EC ni for now. I feel where a woman election year. Elections no umpo we are constitutionally mandated to go through it. And to Senate here on December 7th we will go to the polls.
Yeah, sure. This will be one of the meaty discussions that will evolve throughout the week, especially on the presidential, on the election matters, registration, now, yembo final bite from the president at the what we are currently saying on political rallies, festivals, and to some extent, sporting events. A lot of us have missed sporting events because for us, Accra House of Folk supporters, we are waiting to follow Kumasi Asante Kotoko left, Accra Great Olympics on the right, United on the forward, any other football team. Phobia, Yenia Brio, and to sporting events are delayed, no, they're present.
In here, I refer to the suspension of sporting events, nightclubs, cinemas, drinking spots, bars, beaches, festivals, funerals, political rallies, and large religious gatherings such as crusades, pilgrimages, and conventions. Our border by air, land, and sea remains closed until further notice for human traffic. However, given that there are Ghana residents stranded abroad, special dispensation is going to be given for their evacuation back to Ghana, where they will be subjected to the mandatory quarantine and safety protocols. Fellow Ghanaians, it is said that with greater freedom comes greater responsibility. The introduction of this phased opening up of our country means that each and every one of us must continue to remain vigilant and respect the enhanced hygiene and social distance protocols that have become part and parcel of our daily routine over the last 3 months. We cannot afford to let our guard down and ruin the successes we have chalked over this period. Yes, there exists a possibility of a potential surge in infections. As a precautionary measure, we've strengthened further our existing national, regional, and district response teams with the support of the security forces to step up to deal with any eventuality.
And to the president's take on some of the restrictions, the lifting of some of the restrictions. There was some good news for Ghanaians stranded elsewhere, outside the country, but for you, as a political animal sitting in front of me, who's waiting to be picked up by the party, nominated by the party for the parliamentary elections, you are still under a form of ban by the president. I mean, no political rally. So how do you go about your, political life? Do you have political oxygen to breathe in your political constituency? All of this under what the president said, the final bit, and stranded Ghanaians. What do you make of it?
Okay, so on the political bit, it's a difficult time. And Manyoni Biabeja to me say, easy. It has come with a lot of cost, it has come with a lot of stress, and it has come with, the good side is that you have to be innovative in your thinking. And he said, oh, you'll be our own dream question, and answer Munyama, and for plans there, then So for me as a political person, and campaigning at Akwetia constituency, what I'm doing is that I do a lot of personal engagement. Until you go to people's house, then when you have the opportunity to space out at a distance and talk to them. We've been doing that in first now you can always group the people together.
I'm sure between Ernest and maybe the time the newspapers come out again, we'll hear some political parties accusing the president of political machinations to stifle some part of the political space as against his own and all that. I mean, we can preempt discussions like that will be coming.
Yeah, we can. I mean, it is expected, especially Ghana had how the opposition think. We know how they are easily they easily throw in propaganda and I say omoka omonsem and it is expected say you better say ombaba otabeka so omampeni is trying to prevent them from campaigning here but omoka sa video omoya okakra and I'll be quite disappointed in them. Why do I say that? Yenyan we muna at the time ye easy up even the lockdown omoka say debi political expedience un here say you very easy lockdown it is a way for no na say we criticize and na say na wa dream no ususu and say we should have still been under lockdown by today. You have no qualms in crying today. What I say simple they say am we've given you a straw to hold on and you are crying. Meanwhile, previously your language was that you don't need a straw to hold on.
Right.
So I say so man the straw to hold on. You better clutch onto it and keep holding on till we give you a better thing to hold on. So I say it is expected say they need the ombabe, but obia na dwumudawa na so obia osese nyama ebu nyama wa konta bia be hu say dede hunu ana omoye. It's say their language back then was that they don't need it. They should be happy to deal with that.
I would say President so can be for NIA, an electoral commission. So the restrictions doesn't affect them. Isn't that the slippery ground where the other parties can say, Adena President na wamananka NIA ni easy? Is it because of politics that they should keep on going, doing their jobs? Or there is a valid point for those agencies?
There's more than a valid point.
Yes.
Election year. By December 17th. Now, the interesting thing is that at the time I call lockdown, we didn't go into a total lockdown.
Right.
There were certain essential institutions we all know they classify or money juma.
Okay.
Even under the restrictions act now there are exempted institutions and now I can say EC, NCC, all these institutions right from the onset they were set up, they were separated to operate.
Okay.
Because there were election year, life must go on and they must also work for the state. Say December 7 asunti gradually as it will take, I was so much I was so much year Juma, say December 7th, number 2 ama yeni Juma. Now the reason why I make us say so more problem is say you cannot say EC and NCC ni adening na omonten koda there be At the end of the day, they will have to operate. At the end of the day, who per se to aba. And on our obika in a literal sense, and someone per se to aba so there. Then let us all agree and say the elections has been postponed to December 7, 2021. But so on Jin to Muse, you wait to me the election now December 2021. Not just say institution bia na say ko bia we say e di dwumason e make sure say December 7th about to one beba so no sa institutions also nya akwanya e de na dwuma na we dey so opposition for the nkeka na de ombeka na de sense say de omuka na omumanya ade asema eto asum. Don't just wake up and come and criticize. Criticize based on something. Because many will say who bet me hold up Wamanyoku meeting. Say now notice NDC 4-year meeting and suspended or more executive member Bako. What almost say suspended Alote Joko, who is a former regional chairman for the central region. So what I say. Now Mutimiko Udi meeting and suspended Ubia. It's a political activity. So why can't the EC also hold up meeting in the normal course of its business to set up processes in place to make sure say about what time so I bit me up to about asumjimu. I don't think this is a big deal for anybody to contain. And yenu anomne we ya ombekasa. Say I didn't na ye mama kwenya kwa amon rallies near the restrictions near their terms. So I see I keep telling people we are not in normal times. At this time, what is needed is that you need to engage your innovative side of thinking. Now, for ideas, people are doing a lot of virtual meetings, and you can do same. So this time around, you don't need to sit down and say you are waiting for the traditional campaign rallies. It can't happen. So people, they should rather be innovative and stop criticizing government. You'll be about to criticizing a buying say, I didn't know why my mass rally near Dibiano. That person is not innovative.
Okay, fantastic. So these are the thoughts of Ernest Kumi on the president's 10th address. You can also share your thoughts. In fact, I'm waiting to hear what you have to say concerning the president's address, the 10th in the series of his address to the nation, updating us on measures being done by government to contain the COVID-19 and its spread in Ghana. But we haven't even talked about the numbers this morning. What are the numbers looking like this morning? Worldwide, we have about 6,278,405 persons who have tested positive for the case, for the disease since its inception, with 374,157 persons sadly losing their lives, with 2,852,761 persons making a full recovery. So globally, the actual cases of persons with the virus as we speak is approximately a little bit over 3 million persons. When we come down to Ghana, 8,070 persons, as of this morning, have been recorded to have been tested positive with the COVID-19 case in Ghana, with 36 persons unfortunately losing their lives. But the good news is that almost 3,000 people have recovered or making a recovery. That's 2,947 persons making a full recovery. So in net terms, the number of persons with the virus in Ghana currently is around 5,913. 5,913. So don't let the 8,000 figure scare us too much, because it's not only, it's 5,913. We'll soon be taking a short break, but before we take that break, there's another news that broke out during the weekend, which, well, as we are heading towards the election year, it could be putting the whole country on its toes. What story or what issue am I talking about? 14 secessionists arrested in Bando. Of course, we know the issue about the Western Togoland or the Western Homeland Togoland issue, and on page 31 of the Daily Graphic, if I could just show you a bit of the headline, if you can see page 30, secessionists arrested at Pando, and I'll read. 14 people suspected to be members of the Homeland Study Group Foundation, which is advocating for the formal withdrawal and restoration of Western Togoland as an independent state from Ghana, have been arrested. The suspects, including 3 women, are placed in police custody after they were picked up during a meeting at Sovie, a suburb of Pando in the Volta region. They were initially placed in police custody at Pando, but have since been transferred to the regional police headquarters in Ho for further investigations. But before we go into the discussion, I don't know why the journalist is sugarcoating their intentions. I mean, maybe it's me. 14 persons suspected to be members of the Homeland Study Group Foundation, which is advocating for the formal withdrawal and restoration of Western Togoland. What's that sweet English? They are just calling for separation.
Straight up.
And they are in the bush.
There's no advocacy.
Yeah, there's no, exactly. So I don't know whether the journalist himself is a Western Togolese. Anyway. But,
I was about to ask.
Yeah, but I don't know why there's no advocate.
And I'm glad you raised that point. You see, I do wish I say, and Ghana will joke with security a lot.
Exactly.
And I do be diagro, so time will come, it will just spark fire, and all of us are in trouble. Journalists, we should send our advocacy as if say the law enforcement agency is just worrying them and they are just advocates. No, these were people that were told they started training people and arming people. Say, Omankasa building own security agencies. With time, why disgruntled? No office on your content with political decision, or no show mochi. Now I started for they turn into rebel group and I started
and then Boko Haram in Ghana.
Exactly the point I'm driving home. What I say. It will be a new quasi this way go. Be it we a reporter, security agency, even the presidency, national security should not be joking with this thing. But they be a fan say, oh, papa I don't think it's funny anymore. Because I didn't know if it escalates to that level, all of us at risk. What I say, oh, but I say, I'm kidnapping, Kwarabi, or baby, and no man, they take on its own. It's in your our journalists never say an advocacy group. What makes them an advocacy group? You see, and these things must stop. People now. And not just the government, should own up and speak because their life is at risk. More so. Yes, we a penny out Nefian Quarari Nanka. They can't Nanka for now. Okahubi. There are people among for Nankasa Fion should own up and be responsible and speak up to this matter and tell the people in the face, say, look, Yeniano, but yes, so. Emma put your life at risk. Because in Tokasi is here, and that's a problem, Bibas is here. It's not just them, but even the people there. It's my emphasis way in your political matter, so. In any case, if you study the history, I quite to say they always rear up their head when the MPP is in power. And also when the party that is not affiliated to their home region is in power.
Is that so?
Yeah, you check the history. The other day, Koku Baku brought out all this history. This is not the first time they've shot up their head. But the point is, why do we leave them to keep resurfacing? And you can see a moment chance. You do think the FBI will take this kindly? It won't happen in anywhere or any part of the world.
As security agencies well, to them, they act on information. And to say we almost say BNI and I inform I guess the BNI through their, their network of informants and other operatives, because
the first time you see, thorough investigation should have been conducted. The minutest person or the close, remotest person or linked to them. That is how you kill such a story. That is how you kill such a group. So what I say, but if you leave them, now they be a more brother, papa vino ya kokrana way you say, how do you put such an old man in jail? Ghana for a higher only unnecessary things. We leave the substance and our focus become a humoboni when you know ya kokra no timidrin bonisa. A kokra no person throw the life of the entire citizenry at risk. No. So we should have arrested him and all the people that are linked to him. You see, security is one thing, eh? And if you disregard the smallest information,
and even the language by our local journalists is beginning to be worried.
Yeah.
Graphic culture, they're advocating from what to what?
Today it is the journalists, tomorrow it will be pastors, tomorrow it will be civil society group. They all begin to jump into the let's just consider. We need to keep this thing, we need to shut this thing before it even comes up again.
Right.
We need to stop them, halt them where they are, because they're journalists in the language. Tomorrow, 10 years time, 20 years time, one little boy in the university will come and take this paper and read it. Oh, by the people, they were not as harmful. Let's say 20 years time, a little boy in the university begin to conduct a research or investigation into this matter. Oh, of our papers now, so guys, in history, they were not as harmful. But meanwhile, they are harmful.
Exactly.
They are very harmful, so we shouldn't entertain them.
Okay, so these are the thoughts of Ernest Kumi on the secessionist story that's broken out in the Volta region at Kpando, where 14 secessionists were arrested. But the issue is that we seem to be playing with fire. We seem to be, treading too cautiously with this secessionist, because the way the graphic story is couched, it's like they were advocating. It's a case of advocation, and you have your right to differ and I have my right to differ. But this is not, we know this is not the intention of the secessionists. They've actually trying to rally an armed group to do an armed insurrection, and we are calling them advocates. Well, Daily Graphic, please come again. But we are going to take a quick short break. When we come back, you, of course, your opinion, views, and comments are also being solicited here. So we'll be activating our phone lines. We'll be reading some of your text messages. And of course, we'll be opening the window of celebrations to see those celebrating their birthdays today. So we wouldn't waste any more of your time. Let's go for this break. We'll be right back. Right, welcome back into the studio. The show is still The Dialogue with me, Isaac Cloutier. My guest is Ernest Kumi from the Akwetia constituency. He is a member of the New Patriotic Party's communications team. We've been talking about quite a variety of issues this morning, including the president's 10th address on the update on the nation's mitigating measures on the spread of the coronavirus pandemic that is blowing across the world. We've also just spoken about the threat of the Western Togoland Homeland Study Group and 14 members being arrested. Right, so now we are activating the phone line 0240-550-899. 0240-550-899. We have looks like we have our first caller on the line this morning. Let's go and see who's there. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Very good. How are you, madam?
I'm fine.
Good. Nice to hear.
Yeah. And the permit here that I'm in another don't go up for it.
Okay, yes, sir, Joe.
Mr. Voters, new voters ID card now, and this is for. I'm who say, 2012 election petition, judgment, you know, and this is for almost ready judgment me, Yana. Was almost ready judgment me, and the only place I switch to, I'm going to say, yes, you declared your mama president. So what we did judgment ni ye kwanko require enough reasons say e was Ghana new voters register. Secondly, and now I'm special final year upon some. And so I say anka DC anka the chrono around June we say 8 June but then. And so yes go school 29 June. And then person who say that's then and they bet go BC. At least mention them was that this election on July and now say the standing date, you know. And then
okay. All right. Very good question. When I'm sure you say education minister and Umbra Bontimbe. So I'm sure between today, tomorrow, by Wednesday, or anytime this week, the education minister or any of the deputies will be out to explain Shishemwa and the president has put in place. We seem to have a very active phone line. This let's see who's there again. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Very good morning, my brother. I'm Pacho saying.
I'm Pacho, my friend, Koforija, Vice Assemblyman Katana.
Okay.
Now, in fact, I'm Honorable Kumi, very much going to film. I'm saying, I'm Kwakotia. I'm saying, I did a beer. I'm not going to come back before you. I'm going to I can't tell you what to say. But I can't even go with the more cardinal. I want to say yes. The sense not to be a one of my promise to do so. Obeying and let it mark what's the best. The income MP or this reading. Then more a month in another for the basket here. And not do you know. And yes, you will charge and see a cassa. A man be. I'm not the Ketua. After that, you can say nothing. The son of the do my penny, piano, and ending for that, but we are no Sunday, no, and do for I'm the share meeting, and from the top of that, so we may say to you, almost half of my brother to touch you for 4, or more, I'm a nice, you know, go to with you. And now, I'm ready to go to Qualifanta. Or Qualifanta. The 2 months, or to better my date, and so I'm going to say a meeting. In fact, I know we are you. Not a beautiful come here one. You have to kind of that.
All right. Me, the outcome mantini na the amite partner second, the second baby mudia, me pacho, me bra, pacho, yem pet second assembia. Now, the Koya Diania, my idea, and they're fine, and they're no problem. Let's go back to the phone line 0240-550-899. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, I think my caller is caught in between, saying hello and
good morning.
Good morning. I just saying. Can you please, open up a bit? I can hardly hear you. Okay.
Kaka me can say, but you is a good you Ghana. But you look at your Ghana home. Ya year in the station at Traba, Ghana and Shio. Ghana and she. And the Ghana is the two tensions so that. Yeah, oh, the easy. You will remember any former president catching Ghana for say, in January, Duma. Many days at Yahoo. Our tata easy. Most of the country, she about 2 G. Ya cho. Maybe the one of person who 2 presidents. Na do ko fa ya cha go control mu duru. So mu control ya be cho ya tamba man na ku no asatra so. Ebu man pa. But the ya wa hasi. And the Ebola tam. You discover CSC centers. Mpacho mu se ko ti mi sa ko yi me to am pese cho yi ma no. Mu so mu cha centers mu sisi no. Kaka Ebola ba ka mo de share. Mu cha centers ni bi. E pese mi hu di tuna me pese o ka bi tire me kira. Mama mun da Ghana for who lives so what they know about the Pia Cochu, you know, not to Abba. Mama dear Dada.
Okay.
Your former president, you know, my Nano, and
all right. Okay. Yada say, Bra Moro from Dunkwa, or say their president, former president, Yenina, and Kusi She. We are still taking your call 0240 550 899. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, the phone lines are still activated, 0240 550 899. We are taking your calls. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir. I'm calling from the BN.
Hello?
This is the BN. Your family Boachi, Nana Boachi.
Nana Boachi?
Yeah.
Okay. Mpacho Kasefi.
The better is the media. It's just, you know, my penina. Why, yeah, dear Papa. I'm a penny, will be near. Hello?
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Mpacho
Kasefi. You know. Why, yeah, dear Papa.
Okay.
Because COVID-19, it was down from my. Once I gave up on a hammer, sorry, United because that distance, no, any more program.
All right. Okay. All right. So I guess my caller was saying he is with the president said yesterday in the 10th address. He's just skeptical about the lifting of restrictions on religious worship due to social distancing fears, according to the caller. This is the curtains on our interactive session, of course, with our callers. But you can still send your thoughts, comments, opinions, and views via social media handles on all social media platforms, including YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Send your messages on the president's address. Now is the time to open the window of celebrations and see who the birthday celebrants for today, the first day of June, is. So, right. Happy birthday to Christabel Enin. From your sweet mom, Belinda. Oh, your mom didn't add any message? Your mom, anyway, we'll make a Christabel. So enjoy the day to the maximum, and that's a lovely smile. And let's hope these smiles bring the best for you in the 107 years you will live on this earth. Right, so that was to Christabel. Next is Dorcas Watima from Anakobna in Adenta. This is a happy birthday. Madam Dorcas, of course, is a very ponderous, but we hope it ends on a thrilling note for you and let the day be full of whatever you wish for yourself. Happy birthday to you, Dorcas. Who's next? We have Abednego or say from your friends, Meshach and Shadrach. Okay, they are not part of the family. This is from your family and friends. Happy birthday to you, Abednego. Enjoy the day. I like the nonchalant way you've posed for the day. With a smiling lady in Kente, happy birthday to Stella Amwa. This is coming from Ohine and Yvonne. Wishing you the best of the day. And finally, Morgan Freeman, of course, the famous American actor and film narrator. Enjoy the day, the best of today, the first day of June. Hope you have the best of today. I don't know whether Net2 will be showing any Morgan Freeman movies today, but this will bring down the curtains on the window. My brother, I know you have a lot to say, but on in the U.S., George Floyd and the protests.
Yes, it's quite unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
I always tell people, say, baby, we are saying no. Say BBC, no one take decisive and bold decisions. People are increasingly getting wise. Back in the days, you won't have a lot of people responding this way. But with access to social media and other platforms, you know, say a generative on Apple, we are now. Even
the White House, you see, was under threat. The White House, according to BBC this morning, and President Trump had to be moved to a bunker within the White House. I mean, the protesters were, you know, massing up around.
Other force in the UK, other places, other countries are joining. You see, so it's about time we take issues serious.
Not in America and the West, they pretend to be like ostriches, hiding their racist necks in the sand, thinking, oh, there's no racism, there's no racism. Meanwhile, our people are always complaining of racism. But it's hard and tough for Black Americans. The manner in which he died, I mean, the force of a knee on your neck, you are complaining, you're shouting, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. To the extent that he even yelled, mommy, at one point. And his mommy is dead. So to call your dead mom to come and save you is like grappling on straws at this sad point in time. But anyway, this is what's happening to our folks in America. Of course, there are protests in about 30 the U.S. Your final words?
Final words will go to my brothers and sisters watching me from my constituency. I would like to say hi to them and tell them I'm sure very soon or your parliamentary candidates. They should remember me. They should keep me at heart. They should support the best of the candidates. Now, me sure say, sir, and that's all for now. I promise you, say, let me also say a shout out.
Are you the King Promise of your constituency?
No, not a King Promise, but a quintessential leader.
Quintessential leader.
Yeah, who is supposed to bring them a new hope. So I'm sure they are looking out for it, and very soon, when given the mandate, you know, they will see the difference between me and what they've had over the years. And they should keep supporting. Now, Menchia Minia Banasco, so on the Banasco, and so contested or a Sikuma or the Ben Brakwa area mono, a month for no one and so in Tanechina, Yamanyanadum.
Right, so you heard it from Ernest Kumi. He is a member of the New Patriotic Party's communications team, and of course, our panelist for this morning. Guest on the dialogue, which is the conversation. This is where we the curtains. We say you, especially you and our production team, for making this particular come to a success. And just to end on the coronavirus updates on the figures in Ghana, currently we have 8,070 persons with coronavirus, with 36 on losing their lives, and the recoveries are 2,947. So the net amount of persons with the coronavirus is 5,913, not 8,000 like the number sounds, but 5,913. On notes, we say thank you. With us again tomorrow, where we bring you another conversation for the nation.